Director at Rosella & Bridal and founder of the Flower Crafts Academy. And in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a 3-piece bow. Now I'm going to make this whole thing without a needle and thread. It's going to be hard on me, but I'm going to use a stapler because sometimes you just don't have a needle and thread handy. So let's take a look what we are going to need. I have 3 pieces of 6.5 centimetre wide ribbon, a 15 centimetre piece, a 40 centimetre piece and a 53 centimetre piece. I have my stapler and some pins. I'm making the loops with the 53 centimetre piece of ribbon and I'm just folding it in half here to find the centre. Now I'm just going to pin that centre so I don't lose it, just in the general area, and then I'm going to overlap the 2 ends. Now I'm overlapping them about 3.5 centimetres wide because that's about the width we're going to have our tie, and I need to put the centre of that where that pin is. So I'm just going to line that up, and I might pin it to make it a little bit easier. Now I'm going to pin it in the centre because I need to make a few marks. So the first one's in the centre of the width, then halfway between that on each side. Now I'm going to make some pleats, this point going to the centre and this point here going to the centre. So it's just a matter of folding it over and taking that pin to meet the pin in the centre. And I'm just going to staple that to keep it in place. And the same on the other side. I'm bringing that point where the pin is over to the centre. And I'm just going to staple that. And we'll get rid of the pins now. So there we have our loops ready to go. Now the tails are being made with the 40 centimetre strip, and again I'm going to find halfway, and at this point here, halfway, I'm going to fold both sides down to make a point. Now on each side I'm going to make a little pleat. Now it doesn't really matter what size these pleats are, just approximately in the centre of both sides. And we do want them to be about the same on each side too. So there we go. And now this point, we need to fold this over. Now it doesn't really matter if you fold it over this way or over the other way, just as long as we keep that out the way. And there we have our tails. And here is my 15 centimetre strip for the tie in the centre. I'm just going to turn those edges over a little bit. It's making it about 3.5 centimetres wide, and I'm going to overlap the 2 ends. Now they need to overlap as far as these 2 sides here. These 2 sides here will be about the same length as that side there. And I'm just going to staple those in place. Okay, there we have our tie. Okay, so first of all we've got our tail and our tie, and we need to attach them on the back here to this section here. And again I'm going to do that with a stapler. and on the other side, just where all the pieces overlap on the tie. Okay, now just make sure you did catch that little edge there. And there we are, nearly done. Now we just need to get our loops and thread them through. There we go, and just make sure it's about center. Now at the moment this is moving all over the place, so we need to stop that. So line it up with center. Now watch this bit down the bottom here. We need to make sure, yeah, that goes right down over that. You can trim that little bit off as well if you want to. That's better. Okay, so we've got that in center and we need to attach it. So just holding that securely. Keeping it central. The front part of the loop, keep that right out of the way. We just want to staple the back part of the loop to the tie and tails. There we go, and the other side. Keeping that front part out the way. It's just the back part of the loop and the tie and tails that need to be attached. What am I doing here? Okay, this is better. Do it the same way on both sides, I think. And there we go. Now that's not going anywhere. Okay, so we need to puff this out. Now at the moment it's sitting flat, the loop is sitting flat. So we need to make sure that comes up and over. And the same here, it's sitting flat. So just pull it over so it sits up and over here. Make sure our tie is nice and bunchy. Square off the sides of the loops. Nice and puffy. So we want that to look like it's got a bit of body and thickness to it. Again, keep that bit covered. Okay, so I'm going to cut my tails. Now I'm cutting these on an angle, and the longer side of the tail needs to be on the inside. And I'm just going to put these together to make sure I'm cutting them on the same angle. And there we go. There is our three-piece bow. Nice and puffy. Here's a tiny little bow I made using exactly the same technique, except of course I didn't staple it. You can see it's been sewn. There aren't any tails, but you just attach them exactly the same way. It gives it a real sort of fullness. There we go. And there you have it. And it is such a pretty bow too, isn't it? Now, make sure you click subscribe up here, because I've got lots more tips and techniques to share with you to make it easy and to keep you getting amazing results. Happy crafting!